everybody. Welcome to Track Pass here on NBC Sports Gold. My name is Charlie Crawl. Welcome to Evergreen Speedway as we get ready for tonight's Napa Auto Parts Ineos 100 for the ARCA Menards Series. Westfield already rolling off on their first of 3 pace laps. Why don't we take a quick look at tonight's race analysis? It is the 65th West Series race here in Monroe, Washington, just outside of Seattle. Track length 0.646 miles, just a touch over 5/8 of a mile in length. 8 degrees of banking in the turns, 4 degrees on the straightaways. We're going to go 100 laps. That's 64.6 miles tonight. Ray Elder and Jack McCoy are the all-time leading West Series winners out here at Evergreen Speedway. Both have picked up the checkered flag a total of 5 times. And Trevor Huddleston is the defending winner. He picked up the win here last year. And there you see him in the number 6 car. He will start outside row number 1. Let's take a quick look at our Bounty Rookie Spotlight for the Ineos Napa Auto Parts 100. We're going to keep our eye on Holly Holland in the number 50. There you see Holly right there. She is a 4th generation racer out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. She's got a couple of top 10 finishes already here in 2020. She finished 9th and 10th, both ends of the doubleheader on the road course at Utah. She finished 11th the last time out at Irwindale Speedway. Going to start 6th here today. That's her best starting position of 2020. Maybe she'll translate that into her first top 5 of the 2020 season as well. Quick look at the Bounty Rookie standings. Jesse Love leads the way on the strength of 2 wins and 2 second-place finishes so far here in the 2020 season. Gracie Trotter just 15 points back. Gio Selzy, Lawless Allen, and Holly Holland round out the top 5 in our Bounty Rookie Challenge standings here in the ARCA Menards Series West. Why don't we take a quick look at our starting lineup here this evening? The Ineos Napa Auto Parts 100. There you see the front row. Blaine Perkins picking up the General Tire Pole Award. 2nd time he has picked up, actually it's the 2nd track he's won at, but he picked up a pair of poles at Utah Motorsports Campus and his 3rd pole of the season here earlier this afternoon as we get the 1-to-go signal here at the stripe. Trevor Huddleston will start alongside in row number 1. Jesse Love and Gio Selzy back in row number 2. Jack Wood and Holly Holland back in row number 3. Todd Souza and Gracie Trotter back in row number 4. Takuma Koga and Bridget Burgess round out our top 10. And Bobby Hillis Jr. rounds out our 11-car starting lineup. We will go 100 quick laps around the 5/8 mile here at Evergreen Speedway. Good to have you on board. Live on Track Pass and on NBC Sports Network. Chuck Welch in the pace car. You see him starting to pull ahead. There you see our front row. Blaine Perkins in the number 9. His teammate Trevor Huddleston alongside. Trevor finishing 2nd last time out at Irwindale Speedway for his first win of the season. Looking to go back-to-back here at Evergreen Speedway. There you see Jesse Love. He's been the dominant force here in 2020. Will he continue that hot streak here today? We are 100 laps away from finding out here in the Ineos Napa Auto Parts 125. Chuck Welch bringing the pace car down onto pit road. It is time to rock, roll, and rumble. Joe Contreras with the green flag, and we are underway here at Evergreen Speedway. On the break, Blaine Perkins picking up that top spot. Jesse Love slotting inside of Trevor Huddleston. Side-by-side battle for 2nd down the backstretch. Jesse Love with the preferred groove. He will slip into 2nd place, break up that Sunrise Ford duo up at the front of the field, but Blaine Perkins will come across the stripe. Lap number 1. 1 in, 99 to go here at Evergreen Speedway. Field starting now to string out single file. Still a long way to go in this one. Jesse Love trying to track down Blaine Perkins up at the front of the field. There you see Holly Holland, our Bounty Rookie Spotlight. Holly with a good start, slotting in to that 5th position. Perkins now opening up about a 5-car length lead over Jesse Love in that 2nd spot. Trevor Huddleston looking a little racy there through turns 1 and 2 that time around. Jesse Love with a pair of victories. 1, one on the road course at Utah Motorsports Campus. The other at Irwindale Speedway. Last time out, looking for his third win in 5 starts. Hasn't finished any worse than second so far here in 2020. Facing some pressure now. Trevor Huddleston starting to look racy. Huddleston looking to the inside. Down the backstretch off into turns 3 and 4. Huddleston with that preferred groove. Can't complete the pass here off of turn 4. Jesse Love with that momentum. Trying to hang on to that second spot, but it looks like Trevor Huddleston will slot back into second position here. As we work lap 5 early in the going here at Evergreen Speedway. Jesse Love sliding back into that third position. Haven't seen Jesse outside of the top 2 too often here in the ARCA Menards Series West in 2020. Nice view from the flag stand there as the field streams by to complete lap number 6. Now Huddleston opening up a little bit of a gap on Jesse Love back in that third position. Trying to track down his teammate Blaine Perkins up at the front of the field. There you see Gio Selzy running back in that 4th position. Gio and Bill McAnally Racing teammate Holland rounding out the top 5. Gio had a rough go at it last time out at Irwindale Speedway, getting tied up in an incident with 10 laps to go. A rebound here with another top 5 run. The Pacific Northwest. This track has been a part of the West Series schedule since 1964, carrying on a great tradition. 65th time we have raced just outside of Seattle. Good to see Gio rebounding what should be a pretty good run here this afternoon. Got a pretty good gap on Holland there in 4th. There's Holly running back in that 5th position. Holland making the transition from dirt open wheel racing into full fendered stock car racing, also transitioning from dirt to asphalt. You see a good battle for position. Middle of the top 10, Todd Souza in the number 13, getting a little nudge from Gracie Trotter there as they work their way through turns 1 and 2. Todd Souza, the grizzled veteran here of the ARCA Menards Series West. A little loose off of turn number 4 right there. That's going to allow Trotter to look to the inside. Not a lot of room right there going off into turns 1 and 2. Trotter doing a good job keeping the nose of her car off the back bumper of Todd Souza's number 13, but she's going to pull alongside down the back stretch and off into turns 1 and 2. She's going to take over that 7th position. Todd Souza now dropping back into 8th. Todd Souza looking to match his best career finish, or better his best career finish here at Evergreen Speedway. He finished 6th in this race last year. Things closing up at the front of the field. Trevor Huddleston reeling in Blaine Perkins ever so slightly here the last couple of laps. What was about a 15 car length advantage, now down to about a 5 car length advantage. 2 Sunrise Ford teammates. Team owner Bob Bruncati owning both of these automobiles. The 2019 inductee of the West Coast Stock Car Hall of Fame. These 2 cars having it all their way here at Evergreen Speedway as they start to work some lap traffic. They have caught the tail end of the field. There's Bridget Burgess in the number 88 to the high side of the racetrack. Bridget giving leader Blaine Perkins and 2nd place Trevor Huddleston. Lots of racing room down the backstretch that time around. Blaine continuing to hold on to about a 5 car length lead. You see Jesse Love. It's about 20 car lengths back in 3rd. Still yet to work his way past Bridget Burgess back in that 3rd position. Blaine Perkins picking up the win last time out at Irwindale Speedway. His first career ARCA Menards Series West victory. Actually, he picked up his first career victory at Utah. The 2nd race at Utah Motorsports Campus, led all 30 laps out at Utah Motorsports Campus. Picked up both General Tire Pole Awards out there. Looking for win number 2 of 2020 here this afternoon. You see Gio Selzy opening up quite a bit of distance over Holland back in 6th. There's a good battle for 7th position. Gracie Trotter catching up to the back bumper of Jack Wood in the number 78. Wood celebrating his 20th birthday here this afternoon. Looking to pick up his first career West Series top 5 finish. So he's got a good shot at it here this afternoon as he's currently back in the 6th position, but closing up that gap on Holland. They work to the inside of Bridget Burgess there through turns 3 and 4. There you see 6th, 7th, and 8th, nose to tail down the front stretch. Big 5/8 mile here at Evergreen Speedway. Wood now sliding to the outside of the racetrack. Now he's going to dip back down to the inside. Slip and slide, dip and dive, short track racing at its best here at Evergreen Speedway. Turns 1 and 2 really tight down at that end of the racetrack. Doesn't look like it looks like there may be a lot of racing room down there, but in reality that groove very tight, especially on entrance down into turn 1. There you see Gracie Trotter now looking to the inside of Jack Wood. Jack took a stab at it there last time around. Now Gracie making her move through turns 1 and 2. Jack Wood with a good drive off the top of turn 2. Can he hold on to that 7th position? Gracie Trotter looking good though here in the early going. That car working well down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Still side by side. Battle for 7th. As Holland opening up about a 10-car length advantage over this battle for position. Jack Wood going to use the top side of the racetrack. He's going to hold on to that 7th position. Gracie Trotter still back in 8th. Now they're going to have to fall back into single file and hope they can track down Holland, maybe make another run at that 6th running position here. Lap 20 next time by. Already 1/5 of the way through the Medios Napa Auto Parts 100 at Evergreen Speedway. Jack Wood making a couple of appearances here in the ARCA Menards Series West already here in 2020. Also running some Super Late Model events here on the West Coast. Good to have him back, celebrating birthday number 20 here at Evergreen Speedway. There's the battle for the lead. No changes up at the front of the field. Blaine Perkins still in front, but Trevor Huddleston just about ready to start wearing out the back bumper of that number 20, excuse me, that number 9 4-star Ford. Good battle for the lead between teammates, working their way down the backstretch. Trevor Huddleston picking up the win here last year. Blaine Perkins, 2 previous starts here at Evergreen Speedway. He's looking to better that best career finish, that being a 7th place effort here back in 2017. There's that battle, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Gracie Trotter again to the inside of Jack Wood. Down in turns 1 and 2. Looks like she's going to get that 7th position this time around. Also making a run at her teammate Holland in a battle for that 6th spot. Good 3-way battle for position off of turn 2 and off into turns 3 and 4. Trotter really making the bottom side of the racetrack work. She's going to slot in between. See a little damage to the right rear corner of that automobile. That battle for position getting a little physical that last lap around. Tight running between Holland, Gracie Trotter, and Jack Wood. Trotter now trying to sneak to the inside of her teammate in a battle for that 6th position. Not a lot of racing room down to the bottom side of the racetrack, but Gracie Trotter making it work. She's going to slide underneath Holland to take over that 6th position. Now Holland having her hands full with Jack Wood as they race for 7th down the backstretch. Wood to the inside. And he used that preferred line to take over that 7th spot. Holland not wanting to give it up. Making the top side of the racetrack work through turns 3 and 4 that time around. She's going to hold on to that 7th position, but they have given up about 7 to 10 car lengths to Holland, who has taken over that 6th spot. Let's see if Holly is able to race her way up, challenge for that top or that 4th position with Gio Selzy. That battle actually for 5th, 6th, and 7th on the racetrack. So Gracie Trotter now moving up into the 5th position. Holland falling back into 6th. Jack Wood holding on to 7th. 27 laps in the books, already 1/4 distance here in Napa Auto Parts 100 here at Evergreen Speedway. We'll be back in action right back here on Track Pass tomorrow evening. We'll load up and head down the highway about 6 hours south to Douglas County Speedway, Roseburg, Oregon. 150 laps around the 3/8 mile bull ring. Nice doubleheader weekend for the ARCA Menards Series West. Blaine Perkins continues to hold on to the top spot. This battle for 6th and 7th. Still hot and heavy between Holland and Jack Wood. Holly holding on to that 6th position. Started 6th, best starting position of the season for our Bonnie Rookie Spotlight driver here this evening. Talked a little bit about Jack Wood, 2 previous appearances here in the ARCA Menards Series West. Opened up the season with a 10th place effort at the bull ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. His best run in 8 previous starts here in ARCA Menards Series West. He's going to look to the top side of the racetrack, trying to make the top side work. Through turns 3 and 4, not finding any racing room there, so he's going to dip to the inside, down into turns 1 and 2. Jack Wood taking over that 6th position, pushing Holland back into 7th. My mouth trying to move as fast as these race cars here this afternoon. Getting a little tongue-tied. Good battle for position. Jack Wood taking over that 6th position. 100 laps the distance here this afternoon. No scheduled pit stops. Didn't mention that in the race analysis at the top of the show. No scheduled pit stops here today. Teams will complete all 100 laps on the same set of general tires. If one of the drivers does have a flat and has to make their way down pit road, we'll have to get approval from the ARCA officials to make a tire change. Should be able to get that approval if you do have a damaged tire, but if you don't, and you do change the tire without approval, it's a 2-lap penalty per tire. So everybody can try to stay out on the racetrack. No penalties for tire changes. There you see that battle for the lead. Blaine Perkins still on top of that leaderboard. He's got his teammate in the mirror. He has been unable to shake Trevor Huddleston so far. 33 laps into the Ineos Napa Auto Parts 100. Huddleston kicking that car a little sideways off of turn 4 that time around. Still 1 car length off the back bumper up in front of the field. Good 2-way battle between teammates for the top spot. Perkins drifting up the racetrack just a little bit. That's going to open the door. Trevor Huddleston trying to poke the nose there inside. Couldn't quite make it stick. Both of these drivers starting to thrash these race cars around a little bit. Perkins a little sideways off of turn 4 that time around. There you see a good battle for the 3rd position. Gio Scelzi sliding to the inside of Jesse Love. Gives Scelzi that 3rd position. Love now drifting back into the 4th spot. Talked to Jesse a little bit earlier in the week. Got the big track car out of the Bill McAnally stables here with them. For the biggest racetrack, the biggest short track that these teams will race on so far here in 2020. They also have the 1-mile track down at Phoenix Raceway. That will be the season finale. Biggest track we've raced on so far. Biggest oval track that we've raced on here so far in the ARCA Menards Series West. And there you see Perkins still holding on to the lead. It's calmed down here a little bit. We saw Trevor Huddleston thrashing his race car a couple of laps ago, and Perkins doing the same a couple of laps later. Even though we have basically a 100-lap sprint race here, you still have to take care of those general tires. Don't want to burn the tires off the race cars too early. These drivers getting a little aggressive just a 1/3 of the way in. Make sure that we've got plenty of available rubber underneath these race cars for that sprint to the checkered flag. We're now almost 40% of the way in to our 100 lapper here at Evergreen Speedway. Leaders catching up to Bridget Burgess one more time, putting Bridget another lap down. Bridget driving for a family-owned operation there in the number 88. Her mother Sarah listed as team owner and crew chief. They all pack in the pickup truck and head on down the road. Good to see them participating with us here in the ARCA Menards Series West one more time here in 2020. There you see that battle for the lead. Huddleston trying to sneak the nose to the inside there through turns 3 and 4. Perkins not able to keep that car down as low as he was earlier in the race. There he does, keeping that car right on the white line that time through turns 1 and 2. Perkins led all 30 laps the second go around at the Utah Motorsports campus a little bit earlier in the season. Won the General Tire Pole Award both times out as we see the caution flag for the first time here this afternoon. 41 laps complete. Working lap 42, first caution flag of the day. Don't see any obvious incidents out on the racetrack. Chuck Welch bringing the pace car back out onto the racetrack. Field now lining up behind him. Go ahead and take you back through the lead lap automobiles as the field cycles past the start-finish line. Of course, Blaine Perkins still on top of the leaderboard. Trevor Huddleston in second. Gio Scelzi, Jesse Love, and Gracie Trotter rounding out the top 5. Jack Wood, Holly Holland, and Todd Souza, your 8 lead lap automobiles. There you see Takuma Koga. He's going to get the free pass. I believe that will put him back on the tail end of the lead lap. Closing in on the halfway point here in the Ineos Napa Auto Parts 100. Beautiful Evergreen Speedway pace car up at the front of the field. Only time the 5/8 mile track will be used here at Evergreen in 2020. Racing in the West Series dating back to 1964. This track also was a part of the NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoor Truck Series back 1995 through 2000. See a little debris out on the racetrack, top turns 1 and 2. With the caution flag, keeping everybody under control here. So we're now working lap 44. Be interesting to see what happens between these two Sunrise Ford Racing teammates as they line up for the restart. Gio Scelzi back in third. Gio's going to be very aggressive. He's not going to want to give up that bottom lane on the restart. So we'll have to see, first of all, which lane Blaine Perkins will elect to restart from. My guess he's going to elect the bottom side of the racetrack, and if that is the case, we're going to see how quickly Trevor Huddleston is able to work his way back down into that bottom group. There you see Gio Scelzi, the youngest ever winner in the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series. There you see his teammate, 15-year-old Jesse Love. Jesse, just 15 years of age, dominating the ARCA Menards Series West here so far in 2020, picking up a pair of wins, Utah Motorsports Campus and Irwindale Speedway, and a pair of second-place finishes in the season opener at Las Vegas and at Utah. Jack Wood and Holly Holland. As we get the 1-to-go signal this time around. Doubling up for the restart. And no surprise, Blaine Perkins electing to restart from the bottom side of the racetrack. Trevor Huddleston going to have to be aggressive on this restart, not only in a battle for the lead, but if he does want to get to the bottom side of the racetrack, he's going to have to be very aggressive with Gio Scelzi down on the bottom side, because Gio looking for his first career ARCA Menards Series West victory. He's not going to want to give up any track position at all here on this restart. Just mentioned a few seconds ago that he is the youngest ever winner in the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, picking up a win at Williams Grove Speedway, one of the toughest half miles in the country, at the tender age of 16 years old. just a couple of seasons ago. So we'll see Gio trying to pick up career win number 1 here on this restart. Chuck Welch going to bring the pace car back down onto pit road. Joe Contreras with the green flag. Waiting. Green flag back in the air, and field on the hammer down in turns 1 and 2. There you see Blaine Perkins dipping out into the lead, and just as expected, Gio Scelzi aggressively trying to make the move underneath Trevor Huddleston. 3-wide battle for that second spot. Huddleston going to hold on to second, and now Gio Scelzi and Jesse Love side by side in a battle for third. Love hanging tough on the top side of the racetrack, swapping paint down the front straightaway. A couple of teammates knocking fenders there. Coming off in turn number 4. Love trying to roll the top side of the racetrack to take over that third spot. Give third to Jesse Love, and Jesse now tracked down Trevor Huddleston in a battle for second. There you see Gracie Trotter throwing a fender there to Jack Wood. Everybody getting aggressive here as we approach the halfway point. Trotter to the inside of Jack Wood as they battle for 5th. Give Gracie Trotter the 5th position. She's going to shove Jack Wood back into 6th. There you see Todd Souza getting a little sideways off turn 2 that time around. Souza outside of Holly Holland as they battle for 7th and 8th. Souza to the outside of Holly Holland. Holland pushing him up the racetrack ever so slightly through turns 1 and 2 that time around. A lot cleaner off of turn 2 that time for Todd Souza. Holly Holland with the preferred groove. She's going to hold on to that 7th position through turns 3 and 4. You see Gracie Trotter flashing past the screen a few moments ago. Trotter trying to put some pressure on Gio Scelzi for that 4th position as we keep our eye on that battle for 7th and 8th. Holly Holland now opening up a couple of car length gap over Todd Souza back in the 8th position. It's a couple of, actually a trio of Bill McAnally Racing teammates lined up 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Jesse Love in that 3rd position. He's got about 5 car lengths on Gio Scelzi in 4th. Gracie Trotter back in 5th. We get a good look at the back bumper of that number 99 automobile. Gracie getting pretty physical here so far here this afternoon. She's got some damage to the right rear corner. Also got some damage to the back bumper of that automobile. She can get a good shot of it here down in turns 1 and 2. Look at the damage to the back bumper of that car. Gracie not afraid to get physical here. The ARCA Menards Series West. Did a little pushing and shoving last time out at Irwindale Speedway. She worked her way up to 3rd position late in the race. Expect her to do the same here if she's in position late in the going. We're just past the halfway point. Blaine Perkins picking up the Richmond Water Heaters Halfway Award here in the Ineos Napa Auto Parts 100. Blaine leading all 50 laps. She's leading all 50 laps so far, but Blaine leading all 50 laps the first half of this one. Just that one caution flag for debris. Very quick pace being set here. We open up the second half of the Ineos Napa Auto Parts 100. There you see that battle for 3rd. Gio Scelzi closing in on Jesse Love. Love drifting up the racetrack ever so slightly right there. That's going to allow Gio to at least think about shoving the nose down to the inside there, but Jesse getting a good drive off of turn 4 right there. Jesse not able to keep that car down to the bottom side of the racetrack, at least at the center of the corner right there. So I don't know if the handling going away on the number 19 car, if that is indeed the line that he wants to run, but that's going to allow Gio to at least really think about trying to stuff the nose underneath there, as Love apparently electing to run a little bit higher groove on both ends of the racetrack. Gracie Trotter right there in that number 99 car. Talked about her a little bit as far as the Bounty rookie standings are concerned, just 15 points back of Jesse Love, as those two Bill McAnally Racing teammates battle for top rookie honors. Actually, the top 5 in that Bounty rookie standings, all Bill McAnally Racing drivers. Jesse Love and Gracie Trotter the top 2. Gio Scelzi right there on your screen. He currently sitting 3rd in those standings. Lawless Allen not in action here this afternoon. He's currently in 4th, and Holland. We're talking about Holly quite a bit here this afternoon. Our Bounty rookie spotlight rounding out the top 5 coming into this one in the Bounty rookie challenge standings. You see Jesse Love continuing to work the top side of the racetrack, diamonding the racetrack pretty well off of turn number 2 right there. He drifts up high and then slides back down to the bottom side of the racetrack. He's going to do it right here as well, drifting up to the top side of the racetrack through the middle of the corner, but then working the bottom side on entry, not giving Gio Scelzi any line to try to make a run to take over that 3rd spot. Until right now, there you see Scelzi dipping to the inside of the racetrack. He's going to close the bottom side for Jesse Love right there. Can he keep that car side by side? No. Jesse Love going to sneak out to about a 1-car length advantage off into turn 3. But again, Scelzi sneaking the nose down to the inside. Side by side battle for 3rd down the front stretch. Scelzi again going to use that bottom side. He's going to take over that 3rd spot. Can he bring Gracie Trotter with him? Like Jesse able to slam the door off of turn 2 right there. Gracie Trotter still holding on to that 5th spot. Give Gio Scelzi that 3rd position again, shoving Jesse Love back into 4th as they work their way off of turn 4 with 40 laps remaining here at Evergreen Speedway. Opening act of a Friday-Saturday doubleheader. Move on down the road to Douglas County Speedway for the second half. 150 laps around that tight 3/8 mile bull ring coming up tomorrow afternoon. There you see Gracie Trotter again trying to make her way down to the inside of Jesse Love in a battle for that 4th position. Tantalizingly close to the back bumper of Jesse Love as they work their way through turns 1 and 2 that time around. Gracie spending a lot of time at the TRD Fitness Center during her off weeks. Good job staying in shape. You see a battle between Jack Wood and Todd Souza, these two racing for 7th and 8th. You see a little flag symbol on the front nose of that number 13 Central Coast Cabinets Toyota. That little message there to Cody Souza, who is the son of driver Todd Souza and team owner Kelly Souza. Ordinarily, he would be here with us serving as the tire specialist. That number 13, he's actually busy fighting a pretty major forest fire back in the state of California this weekend, so the team decided to put a little tribute to him on the front nose of the race car. We'll see if we can get a little shot of that here again a little bit later on. There you see Blaine Perkins up at the front of the field, continuing to lead the way with 63 laps in the books, as there we see a good side-by-side battle for 4th. Gracie Trotter to the inside, Jesse Love to the outside. Give Gracie that 4th position. Jesse trying to make a run back at it. Not able to make it stick. Gracie slamming the door shut. She's going to move up into that 4th position. Jesse Love sliding back into 5th. You see the damage to the backside of the number 99 automobile. Gracie getting a little punt from somebody earlier here this afternoon. Gracie sliding up into the 4th position. She's already had a couple of top 5 runs so far here in the 2020 season. Finished 4th in the season opener at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on the Bull Ring, and then backed it up with a great 3rd place run the last time out at Irwindale Speedway. Going back up to the lead. Blaine Perkins having it his way. He's got a 1.6 second advantage over his teammate Trevor Huddleston back in 2nd. Blaine Perkins looking for his 2nd win of the 2020 season. A couple of previous starts here at Evergreen Speedway, nothing really special to write home about. Finished 7th back here in 2016. There you see the gap between the top 2. 1.6 seconds looks like out on the racetrack. 2/3 of a straightaway advantage Blaine Perkins in at number 9. Coming up to the 30-lap to go mark. A very quick pace being set up at the front of the field. Here you see that battle for 7th and 8th continuing on. Jack Wood in 7th, Todd Souza back in 8th. Souza having a great season so far in that number 13, currently 5th in ARCA Menards Series West points. Trying to take over that 7th position. 4 starts so far for Todd Souza in 2020, 4 top 10 finishes. Picked up a pair of 6th place runs as his best career finish. Best finish here at Evergreen Speedway in 3 previous visits, also a 6th place. That coming here last season. Trying to find some racing room to the bottom side of the racetrack, kicking up some dust. Didn't even have those left side tires on the pavement that time around. Everybody wanting to get down as low as possible. Todd Souza dipping those left side tires down into the dirt. Ooh, Wood drifted up the racetrack just a little bit. Souza almost to the back bumper there off of turn number 2. Can't quite make it stick. Jack Wood able to hold on to that 7th position as they roll on through turns 3 and 4. Souza looking to the inside of the racetrack. Jack Wood drifting to the top side of turns 1 and 2 once again, but using that momentum off the top of turn number 2. He's going to hold on to that 7th position. Souza wanting to take over that spot. Again, thrashing that race car to the bottom side of the racetrack. You saw that car shake ever so slightly there. Again, dipping those left side tires down into the dirt. Souza ready to get aggressive as they work their way through turns 1 and 2 this time around. Again, Wood to the top side, Souza to the bottom, side by side down the backstretch. Great battle for that 7th and 8th position on the racetrack. Souza finally able to clear Jack Wood as they work their way off into turns 1 and 2. Trevor Huddleston starting to close the gap up at the front of the field. There you see on the ticker, 1.2 seconds now the difference up at the front of the field as you see Todd Souza starting to drive away from Jack Wood back in 7th and 8th. These drivers in danger maybe of falling off the lead lap. You saw there at the top of the screen that time around down the front stretch. There you see Blaine Perkins starting to reel in this battle for 7th and 8th. Perkins setting a very torrid pace here at the front of the field. There you see Trevor Huddleston. Huddleston still closing that gap ever so slightly. Maybe saving those tires for a late run at the finish. Now under 25 laps to go. Sunrise Ford teammates having it their way at the front of the field. There you see Huddleston starting to thrash that race car around just a little bit. He knows Sands quickly slipping through the hourglass as we now have 23 laps to go this time around. There you see Blaine Perkins working his way to the inside of Jack Wood through turns 1 and 2. So top 7 cars now on the lead lap. Way down the front stretch off of the turns 1 and 2. They made a couple of starts in the ARCA Menards series a couple of seasons back with 2014 ARCA champion Mason Mitchell's team. Came back and did a little bit of late model racing out here on the West Coast. Had some success. Decided to lock and load to make another run at the ARCA Menards Series West Championship, sliding back behind the wheel. This is actually the car that Trevor Huddleston drove last season. Huddleston, of course, the defending winner here at Evergreen Speedway. He picked up the victory in the number 9 car, team owner Bob Brucati. Trevor sliding over to the number 6 here for 2020. There you see Trevor Huddleston sitting in that second position. Now just 1 second back. So he's knocked 0.6 of a second off in the last 15 laps or so. Blaine Perkins now on the back bumper of Todd Souza as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Let's see if catching lap traffic does anything to that interval up at the front of the field. Yeah, now just 0.8 of a second up at the front of the field. Trevor Huddleston, we were measuring it in seconds. Now we're measuring it in car lengths, about 10 car lengths back as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. A couple of lap cars. There you see Takuma Koga to the bottom side of the racetrack. Todd Souza also in between our top 2 as we are under 20 laps to go, 18 laps to go this time around. Huddleston trying to work to the inside of Todd Souza. Souza telling him, hey, go to the bottom side of the racetrack, man. Bottom is all yours. Souza not wanting to get involved in this battle for the lead. Caution flag going to come out for the second time here this afternoon. Yellow flag waving from the flag stand. So that's going to put us behind the pace car. We will have a good old-fashioned Friday night dash to the finish here at the Ineos Napa Auto Parts 100. Blaine Perkins has led all 83 laps so far here this afternoon, but he is going to face a lot of pressure on this restart. Like feeding time at the zoo. Lots of hungry lions with just a handful of laps to go. Blaine Perkins going to have to get the best restart of his career if he hopes to hold on to take the victory here at Evergreen Speedway. You saw Todd Souza. He's going to get the free pass to rejoin the tail end of the lead lap. Souza already working his way past the pace car. Apparently, ARCA Menards Series officials spotting some debris on the racetrack, so that's going to put us under the caution flag for the second time here this afternoon. Tighten up the field for a dash to the checkered. Again, no pit stops in this 100-lap dash at Evergreen Speedway, so pit strategy not going to be part of the equation here. Everybody going to stay out on the racetrack. You see Todd Souza rejoining the tail of the field. There you see Jack Wood. Jack, the first car a lap down, so he's going to come down and make some adjustments to that number 78 Velocity Racing Toyota Camry. Crew Chief Bill Sedgwick on the radio to his driver, Trevor Huddleston, telling him to get those tires good and clean for this restart. Needs to be a lot better on the restart if he hopes to dethrone teammate Blaine Perkins from the top of that leaderboard. Of course, Bill Sedgwick, not only fantastic crew chief, but also a former West Series champion. Got a lot of experience in the driver's seat, so coaching his young driver, hopefully on to victory. Going to be a battle between the teammates, one way or the other. And of course, behind them, they've got all four Bill McAnally Racing drivers. Gio Scelzi, Gracie Trotter, Jesse Love, and Holly Holland will be stacked up right on the back bumper. So we should have about a 13-lap dash to the finish to settle it here in the Ineos Napa Auto Parts 100. Opening act, a Friday, Saturday doubleheader. We will head on down to Douglas County Speedway in Roseburg, Oregon. About a 6-hour drive for the Ineos Napa Auto Parts 150 coming up tomorrow evening. Looks like we're going to get the one to go signal from Joe Contreras on the flag stand. We will indeed go back racing with 13 laps remaining. No surprise, Blaine Perkins going to slide to the bottom side of the racetrack. That is the preferred groove here at Evergreen Speedway. Trevor Huddleston will restart from the second position, top side of the racetrack. We saw what happened on that last restart. Gio Scelzi stacked him up 3 wide. On that restart, look for Gio to be aggressive on this restart. Gracie Trotter alongside in row number 2. Jesse Love, Holly Holland back in row 3. Jack Wood and Takuma Kogo will restart back in the 4th row. Those cars not on the lead lap. Todd Souza in 7th is on the lead lap, but he does have to start at the tail of the field after picking up the free pass on that restart. Field bunched up side by side through turns 3 and 4. Pressure on the shoulders of Blaine Perkins and Trevor Huddleston on this restart. Coming into the restart zone, slowly creeping towards that green flag. It's back in the air on the hammer down into turns 1 and 2. 13 laps to settle it here at Evergreen Speedway. Blaine Perkins back out front, but a side-by-side battle for second now between Gio Scelzi and Trevor Huddleston. Huddleston working the top side of the racetrack. He's going to pull a 1 car length advantage off into turns 3 and 4. Scelzi back into 3rd, Trotter into 4th. Scelzi giving Trevor Huddleston the boot there through turns 3 and 4, trying to move him up out of the groove. Huddleston able to hold on to that 2nd spot. Scelzi going to look to the outside. Down into turns 1 and 2. Doesn't want to open the door there for Gracie Trotter. She's not afraid to mix it up here late in the going. Field now streaming single file down the backstretch. Blaine Perkins opening up. An 0.8 of a second gap over teammate Trevor Huddleston. Huddleston with his hands full. Gio Scelzi right on the back bumper down into turns 1 and 2. See a good battle between teammates. Gracie Trotter sideways off of turn number 2. Holly Holland trying to find a way past. Holly having a great run in the number 50. Here you see Jesse Love, current ARCA Menards Series West points leader, trying to look to the inside of Gracie Trotter, now down into turns 1 and 2. Gracie drifted up the racetrack. That's going to open the door for Jesse Love. He's going to walk right through. Jesse Love trying to move back up into the top 4 here. Oh, Gracie doing a great job holding on to that 4th spot down into turns 3 and 4. But again, Jesse Love side by side off of turn 4. Can Gracie Trotter use that momentum to hold on to that 4th spot? Yeah, give Gracie Trotter 4th down into turns 1 and 2. Jesse putting more pressure off at turn 2 down the backstretch. Jesse not wanting that top 2 streak to end. 4 starts so far here in 2020, and he is yet to finish worse than 2nd. Jesse starting to get aggressive here as we are under 10 laps to go here at Evergreen Speedway. Again, trying to dip the nose of that number 19 car down to the inside of Gracie Trotter off of turn number 2, but Gracie using that momentum off the top side of the racetrack to keep Jesse Love at bay. But again, Love looking to the inside down the front stretch. Great battle for 4th as we have 7 laps to go here at Evergreen Speedway. Love getting a little sideways down into turns 1 and 2. He's going to push Gracie Trotter up the racetrack. Here you see Holly Holland trying to get in the mix. 4th, 5th, and 6th on your screen. Everybody trying to do everything they can with the checkered flag in sight. Jesse Love now moving up into 4th. Gracie Trotter back to 5th. Holly Holland sitting in 6th. Every point matters in the battle for that ARCA Menards Series West Championship. Jesse Love provisionally picking up 1 more point with that pass for position here late in the going. There you see the signal, 5 laps to go. From Joe Contreras on the flag stand, 5 laps to go here in the Ineos Napa Auto Parts 100. This battle for position between the Bill McAnally Racing teammates happening about 4 seconds behind leader Blaine Perkins. Blaine again comfortably out front. You see Holland trying to close in on the back bumper of Gracie Trotter as we are now closing in on the 3 lap to go mark here at Evergreen Speedway. Holly thrashing that car sideways off of turn 2 that time around. Blaine Perkins flashing across the start finish line to complete lap 97. 3 laps to go for our leader as he works his way off of turn 2 down the back stretch. About a 1 second advantage up at the front of the field. Blaine Perkins coming across to complete lap 98 this time around. It's about 1.5 miles yet to go for Blaine Perkins here at Evergreen Speedway, looking to pick up his 2nd win of 2020. He will be looking at the white flag this time around. 1 more lap to go for Blaine Perkins in that Sunrise Ford number 9. White flag from the flag stand. No pressure from behind. No traffic out the front windshield either. All he's got to do, make 1 more lap around, and Blaine Perkins will be celebrating career win number 2. Clean and green off of turn number 2 down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag waving at the stripe this time around. Give the win here at Evergreen Speedway to Blaine Perkins as he picks up career win number 2. Trevor Huddleston across the stripe to finish in that 2nd position. Gio Selzy coming home in 3rd. Jesse Love and Gracie Trotter rounding out your top 5. A dominant day for Blaine Perkins, picking up the General Tire Pole Award in qualifying earlier this afternoon, leading all 100 laps to pick up his 2nd win of the 2020 ARCA Menards Series West season. Blaine going to take an extra lap around the racetrack here to celebrate his 2nd win of the season. And of course, with that win, that will tighten up the championship battle here between himself and Jesse Love. Jesse had an 18-point lead coming in to this one. Unofficially, Blaine Perkins will cut that lead in half with that victory here this afternoon. He will pick up 49 points for winning from the pole and leading every lap here this afternoon. Jesse Love coming home in the 4th position will pick up 40 points. So cutting that lead in half in one afternoon. Blaine Perkins picking up his 2nd win of the 2020 season, pulling into victory lane. You know what? He's going to take a little extra celebration lap with the checkered flag. You gotta love it when you have a happy winner. Old throwback to short track racing all across the country right here. Always good to see the winner take a lap with that checkered flag. Yet another victory for West Coast Stock Car Hall of Famer Bob Brucati and his Sunrise Ford Racing team. As soon as we get Blaine Perkins down into victory lane, we will get him unstrapped, get the helmet off, and get a quick word with our winner. Two wins so far here in 2020. He's led every lap in both of them. Blaine Perkins doing a great job. His first season back after a couple of years away from the ARCA Menards Series West. Here you see him pulling down into victory lane. Quick afternoon's work for Blaine Perkins as he goes to victory lane for the 2nd time here in the 2020 season.
don't know how far I can do this.
Yeah.
There you see Blaine Perkins climbing out to that number 9, 4-star Fruit Ford, celebrating win number 2 here in the 2020 season. We will send it down to get a quick word with our winner,
for you there, Blaine.
Perkins.
You had quite a lead, very dominant on those restarts. Were you looking in your mirror at all?
I was, for sure. My teammate Trevor, he was really fast throughout the first portion of that race. So I was definitely a little nervous at the beginning, but I felt like the car came to us in the end, and we were able to put this number 9 team in victory lane right where they belong. So just really proud of everybody on our Sunrise Ford 4-star Fruit number 9, and can't thank everybody who gets me to the racetrack enough. Bob Brancotti, my mom, my dad, Byron Campbell, everybody who gets me here. Wouldn't be possible without them, and hopefully we do it one more time tomorrow.
Now, your crew chief, Jeff Schrader, also said to you there at the end, drive it like you stole it with less than 10 laps to go. Were you holding back in the beginning of that race?
No, not at all, but I think that's just a little bit of a joke going on between us. So he knew for sure that I was pushing, and so was the 6, but at the end of the day, we have the checkered flag, and I love it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Win number 2 for Blaine Perkins here in the 2020 season. He's going to get to go for win number 3 in a little more than 24 hours from now. We'll be back right here on Track Pass on NBC Sports Gold tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, from Douglas County Speedway, Roseburg, Oregon. We'll see if he can sweep the weekend. We're going to hear from his teammate, Trevor Huddleston, our second-place finisher.
Sunrise Ford. He was very dominant there at the end. You guys were kind of battling each other a little bit, but talk about what more you needed.
Yeah, we were just a little bit tight, but, it shows you how good these Sunrise Ford cars are. I think me and Blaine were pretty equal. I had some bad luck on those restarts. Need to work on those a little bit, but, the Sunrise Ford Fusion was pretty good today. Just wasn't there at the end, so we were pretty good with Blaine there at the beginning, kind of pacing with him, and he obviously had that just a little bit more, but can't thank my guys back at the shop, everybody here at the track, Bob and Marine Brancotti, everybody who puts this together, Haas Development, Lucas Oil, Sunrise Ford. I mean, it's pretty cool to be back out here racing. So second place, I'm getting sick of second place. I know that sounds weird, but really looking forward to tomorrow, and hopefully we can get a win here.
Blaine told me earlier that he was working off of your notes from your win here at Evergreen last year. Do you kind of regret giving him any advice today?
No, Blaine's helped me out a lot, and I've helped him. So it's good team bonding. So it's pretty cool. Happy for Bob and Marine to bring these cars home 1 and 2. So looking forward to Roseburg. I hope to see these 6 and 9 up front again.
Great run by Trevor Huddleston, his second runner-up finish of the 2020 season. Got to be looking for a little bit more tomorrow when we go back racing at Douglas County. Let's also see if we can get a quick word with our third-place finisher, his second third-place run of 2020, Gio Selzy, coming across the stripe in third here this afternoon.
All right, Gio, so you brought it home third today, but I heard your spotter, Eric Holmes, really working with you on your line. How would you say your first start here at Evergreen went for you?
Yeah, I think it was solid. We might not have had the short run speed that the Sunrise cars had. I mean, they were the class of the field early, but I think at the end we probably had one of the fastest cars, if not the fastest car on the racetrack. So, we've been working hard. It's been a struggle this year, but thank you, John, and, all the guys on the car, Bill McAnally, Napa, Curb, everyone that helps me out, Toyota. It's just, like I said, it's been a struggle. It's been frustrating, been beating me down, been beating myself up a lot, but it's nice to kind of have a good finish and just feel like I had a solid day all the way through.
Now, one thing Eric was telling you was to be careful not to overdrive the car. So you were chasing those guys, but you were catching them. How hard is it not to overdrive but maintain your pace?
Yeah, especially here. I mean, there's no grip, especially on a corner exit here. So I think, it's tough. The harder you push, sometimes the slower you go. Well, most of the time, the harder you push, the slower you go. So that's kind of the pavement thing I got to figure out. And sometimes harder isn't always faster. So sometimes just backing your corner up and running a smoother line is the way to do it.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Great run by Gio Selzy coming across the stripe in third here this afternoon. But there you see, that's where everybody wants to be. Blaine Perkins celebrating for the second time in victory lane here in the 2020 season. We talked about it a couple of times throughout the course of the show. We are going to be right back at it tomorrow night, about 6 hours down the road, Douglas County Speedway, Roseburg, Oregon. You can watch all the action live right back here on Track Pass tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Pacific. Action-packed day of racing here at Evergreen Speedway. There you see a good battle for that second position. There you see Gracie Trotter. She was aggressive here tonight. She'll be aggressive again tomorrow night, looking for her first career series victory. Holly Holland doing a great job. There you see those two Sunrise Ford teammates rocking and rolling as they battled for the lead throughout the course of the race. Gio Selzy able to sneak past his teammate to come home third. Everybody wanting to be where Blaine Perkins was, celebrating down in victory lane. Blaine picking up the win for the second time here in 2020. He will try to sweep the weekend tomorrow night at Douglas County. Join us right back here on Track Pass on NBC Sports Gold tomorrow night, 9:30 from Douglas County Speedway in Roseburg, Oregon. We look forward to talking to you right back here tomorrow night for everybody here at NBC Sports Gold. My name is Charlie Krall. We'll talk at you tomorrow evening. Until then, so long, everybody.